Today I'm gonna show you my round 5 game from Ljubljanska Liga. So I was facing Matthias Sirk and I was having black pieces. I looked at few of his games and he always plays 1e4. So of course he played 1e4 in my game as well. So after 1e4 I played the move c6, the Karokan. I thought he will play the advanced variation, which is after d4, d5, to play the move e5, known as the advanced variation of the Karokan. But here he surprised me and he took the pawn on d5. I, of course, recaptured with my c pawn, and this is known as the exchange variation of the Karokan. So he followed the mainline theory with the move bishop to d3, and after I played the move knight to c6, of course putting pressure on the d4 pawn, he played the main move, which is to play the move pawn to c3 here, and after the move knight to f6, here he played the move bishop to f4. So this is still the main line theory, and here I usually play the move bishop to g4, so I did in this game as well. And after queen to b3, this is the end of the theory that I know. So I spent some time deciding where to move my queen, to c8 or to d7, but eventually I decided to put my queen on the c8 square, which is still the theory, but of course the best move in this position is to play queen to d7, in fact. But okay, queen to c8 is still playable, and he decided to play the move knight to d2, still theory, and after e6 to play knight g to f3, this is still theory, and after I played bishop to e7, which is very logical move, he just castled. And of course, after he castled, I castled as well, and here he played the move rook a to e1, which is the first move that he made on his own. After his move, I thought for a little bit and decided to put my rook on d8, maybe trying to play something like bishop to d6 in the future and trade on d6 the bishops. So after rook to d8, he played queen to c2, and after queen to c2, of course, the reason why I played queen to c8 is to maybe in the future play bishop to f5, and in this situation I just played bishop to f5, wanted to trade the bishops, and if he were to take, I would take with the e pawn and get my knight to e4, so I thought this is very smart, and after of course he traded the bishops on f5 with bishop takes f5, I took with the e pawn, and I thought that this square is really important and my knight will have great time being on e4. So here he played the move bishop to g5, simply trying to trade off my knight, but of course I played the move knight to e4 here, attacking his bishop. After he took my bishop on e7, I just recaptured with my knight, and here he played the move knight to e5, as well trying to put his knight into the center, and here I simply played the move f6, kicking away his knight, and after f6 he moved his knight to d3, of course preparing some f3 ideas in the future. Here I played the move knight to c6, of course threatening to take the d4 pawn due to this pin down the c file. So here he played the move knight to b3, just defending the d4 pawn, of course, and after I played b6, of course not allowing any knight moves into my position. After b6, he just attacked my knight on e4 with the move f3, of course, very good move, and I simply returned my knight to d6, and here he played the move that I missed actually. He played the move knight to f4, of course the best move, putting some pressure on my d5 pawn. So here I just played the move knight to c4, of course defending the d5 pawn with my rook, and after knight c4, here I thought he will play something like rook to e6, putting pressure on my position. Here he played this slow move rook to e2, just trying to double up on the e file. Here I played this move rook to d6, just not allowing him to get rook to e6, and after his next move, rook f to e1, slowly building up pressure down the e file. Here I thought I was better actually, because I spotted that research that move that I'm about to play, and this move is pawn to g5. Of course, opening my king, but after knight to d3, now I get this move. Now I get this f4 move in, trying to put my knight on e3. So after he played the move knight to f2, I simply played the move knight to e3, and I thought I was better here because this knight has an outpost. No pawn can challenge this knight, and this knight is very powerful here. So after knight to e3, I'm of course attacking his queen, and he simply played the move queen to d3. And here I played this, I thought, very nice move, knight back to e7, trying to put my knight on f5, actually supporting this e3 knight, but computer doesn't like this move. And after he played the move knight to d1, I simply played knight to f5, and after he took my knight with the move knight takes e3, I simply took back with my knight, and I thought I have great position here. This knight is still very good placed, and here he played this move knight to a1, trying to put his knight back to c2 to try to trade up this knight for this knight as well. So after knight a1, I simply played rook to e6, and after knight to c2, after I took the knight with the move knight takes c2, he simply took my rook on e6 with the move rook takes e6, and after I took his rook with the move knight takes e1, rook takes e1, and this resulting endgame is very good for me, I think. I have this 4 on 3 king side majority, and if all pieces disappear from the board, I think I will have a better endgame. So after rook takes e1, I simply played queen to d7, trying to trade off the rooks and get control over the e file. He played the move queen to e2, controlling the e file, and I played the move king to f7, trying to get rook to e8 in. And here he played the move queen to c2, of course attacking my h7 pawn. So I simply played the move king to f8, controlling the h7 pawn with my queen, and after he played the move queen to e2, I simply traded off all the pieces with the move rook to e8, and after he took, and I take back, of course, this is the resulting position. Now you can see that he has 4 on 3 on the queen side, and I have 4 pawns on the king side, and he only has 3 pawns. So of course we both wanted to create a passed pawn, but of course the position is still equal. So here he played the move b3, trying to play c4, of course. So I played the move b5, controlling the c4 square, and after king to f2, here I played the move h5. After h5, the position is still equal, but I missed his next move, which is to play h4. Simply cannot create a passed pawn on the king side, because after something like g4, he can take the pawn on g4, and then he gets this outside passed pawn, and he will simply win the game because he will march his king on the queen side and will get another passed pawn, and he will simply be faster than me on the king side. So after remove h4, of course, if I were to take this pawn, then I'm never getting a passed pawn on the king side. So here I simply play the move king to e7. Of course, he cannot take my pawn on g5, because after h takes g5 and f takes g5, I will simply create a passed pawn and win the game smoothly. So after king to e7, he simply played the move king to e2, and after king to d6, he played the move king to d3, and now I wanted to keep my king on d6, so I made a waiting move. I took the pawn on h4, which is the best move, but it's harder to play for white, of course. And after c4, I made the biggest mistake of the game. I simply took the pawn with the move b takes c4, and this move simply loses the game on the spot, because after all the trades happens, I'm simply allowing him to create this passed pawn, and I will lose the game. Here I played the move a5, he played the move a4, here I played the move king to c6, and now he played, of course, the best move, which is d5, check. And after I played the only good move, of course the position is lost, but I played the only good move, which is to play king to d6. After this position, he made a big mistake, which is to play king to b5. And after king to b5, I simply take the pawn on d5 with the move king takes d5. And after his next move, king takes a6, I simply have this drawing mechanism, which is to play king to c5, simply not allowing him to get his king out of the corner. And after he played the only good move for him, of course, king to a6, now I have this drawing mechanism, king to c6, and after a5, now very important move, which is to play something like f5, just waiting. After king a7, king c6, and after remove a6, there is only one move to draw the game, which is to sacrifice my pawn with the move h3. And after he takes my pawn, I get another waiting move, which is to play pawn to h4. And this is just drawing. This is stalemate, and I drew the game. And in this position, after remove c4, the position is still equal, and I challenge you to find a drawing mechanism in this position. Pause the video and try to find out the correct move. So of course the correct move is to play b4, which is very strange, allowing c5 to come with check, and after king to c6, you can see that black king has no entrance in my position at all. I will play something like f5 and a5, and my position is simply holding on. So something like king to c2, trying to play a3, I simply play the move a5. After king to b2, I simply wait. After remove a3, I of course cannot take the pawn, allowing him to get in the position. I simply wait. This position is completely equal. You cannot enter with your king, and the position is simply drawn. So this was the only big mistake of my game, to take this pawn. But anyways, I drew slightly higher rated opponent, so I'm happy overall, but I played pretty badly. And if you like the video, make sure to subscribe, and see you guys in another video.